Hey guys, welcome back to the Sensu Pop channel. Series 10 is just about to be launched. You know, we are going to see the stars attacks and things like that are coming. So I am really excited about some of the engines, and my most favorite one, it's going to be Pilaf. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this video to share what I've learned about the Pilaf engine. I've not made a deck because I've not play tested it. It's Unison. I do not know how to play Unison yet, right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to share some of my ideas. I'm going to break down the engine, and I'm going to help to explain to you how to play Pilaf, and maybe you could come up with some ideas that I've missed out too. So I'm going to share this information. That's what I plan to do, alright? So let's go straight and talk about the Pilaf leader. The Pilaf leader is extremely simple. When he attacks, you get to draw a card. When your life is 4 or less and you have 3 or more battle cards, this is inevitable. It's going to happen. So your opponent cannot stall you from awakening. You may switch up to 2 of your energy, switch it to active mode, and flip this card over. Of course, the other one is when this card attacks, you get to draw a card, and once per turn, you get to choose 3 of your battle cards, place in your owner's drop area, choose 1 of your red Unison card, and it gains triple attack for the turn. With this, we know something, we know quite a few things. First, we want to play with a red Unison card because that's the only way that we could use the leader's ability, and then we want to make sure we have a board so that we can activate the ability. So we need a board, and then we need a red Unison card that could swing, alright? Let's talk about the Pilaf engine. So the Pilaf Machina. I don't know why they don't call it a Pilaf Machina. It's called Pilaf Machine, but Pilaf Machina sounds so good, right? So I'm gonna call it the Pilaf Machina for now. So we have the Shu, we have Pilaf, we have Mai, and 3 of them are 15k for 2 costs, but it does exactly the same thing. They are, if you play 1 of them, you get to choose the other 2 from your from your deck, and then you play them. So for 2 costs, you get 3 15k cards that you could swing. So that's basically it. Of course, the next step is Pilaf Machine, the master board. For 6 costs, you're not going to pay it at 6 costs, by the way. It's triple attack, and activate main, you get to choose tap 3 red, you send 1 Pilaf, Mai, and 1 Shu card from your drop area to warp, and then you play this card from your hands, from your drop to the warp. So it does not say that it has to be the Dragon Ball Chaser. It can be just any Shu, Pilaf, or Mai, which is good because you have 1 drop that is also Pilaf, Mai, and Shu that you can use to activate his ability. And when this card is removed from your battle area by opponent's skill KO, you get to choose 1 Pilaf Machine Ostrich Farm from your hands, drop area, or your deck, and you play it. This will definitely kick in, then shuffle a deck if you look through it. This is not a Pilaf, this is a Pilaf Machine, so you cannot use this to for his first ability. Your only option, I think, of course, if you want to play the older cards, yes, but your only options in this particular series, it's this 6 cards, which I think is definitely enough. One of the things is, other than using your leader's ability, where you just discard 3 of them, other than comboing them from your hands, what are some of the ways to get the cards into your drop area? We have the Pilaf Castle. I think the Pilaf Castle works really well with Pilaf Machine because Pilaf Castle grants a battle card, 5k for the duration of the turn. So Pilaf Machine, triple attack, you grant like 30k. So now you have a triple attack, and then your Unison cards have triple attack, because what you can do here is, once your Unison card is out, and then you can choose 1, 2, 3, put them into your drop area, give your Unison card triple attack. Now your Unison cards become 20k triple attack, and you could tap 3 and play Pilaf Machine out, send that 3 cards into the warp, and he becomes a triple attack also. So you have if you have Pilaf Castle on the board and you can activate this, you have a 30k triple attack, 20k triple attack, and your opponent would already have to deal with 15k, 15k, 15k. So you have 9 swing, 3 swing 15k, 3 swing 30k, and 3 swing 20k, and I think that's how you want to finish the game. And if any time that Pilaf Machine is being taken out, you have Pilaf Machine Ostrich Farm to protect you. Alright, so I guess that's how this deck works. Swing a lot of times and overwhelm your opponent with that. The next question is which Unison card that we're gonna pick. I think right now we have 4 choices, but this is the one, Vegito, Unison of Might. And you could ask me, why do I know it's this one? Because it was pretty obvious. Bandai has just this card, Pilaf Blotting World Domination. When you play this card, look at top 5 and then pick a card a Unison card, which is specific cost of 4, or 1 red Earthling with energy cost 4 or less. So it has to be specific. It has to be a specified cost of 4. This is the only card. I'm sorry, but looking at the ability, this card is pretty good. Of course, I would love it if it's like a Earthling, because it fits the engine better, right? But no choice, we have to do this. Activate main for 1 marker. What you can do, you get to draw a card, which is good, which is always good. Then choose up to 1 mono red battle card with energy cost of 2 or less from your hands, and then you play it. That means all these guys could come out for free. Because anytime you play one guy, the other guys are going to come out if you have it in your deck, right? So that's why you want to play 4 of them. So any one point in time when you play it, you play it. You could do this, they come out, and then you swing, activate your leader's ability, sack them, and give him triple strike. Then you already have 15k, 15k, 15k swing, 20k swing, and then you tap 3 of your energy and send them to the warp, and then bring out your Pilaf Machina, and then you can swing triple attack, 25k or 30k next. Pretty fun. I love it. I think it's gonna be pretty fun. Of course, the activate main's ability, if you find yourself to be needed to be defensive, of course you can remove 2 marker, and then until the end of turn or next turn, if your opponent will play a battle card using a skill, it is placed in their drop area instead. That means they have to hardcast everything that they play. If they don't hardcast it, if they use any skill like this or like this to play it, they will be placed in the drop area instead. So it's pretty good. And the final ability at -5, if your opponent doesn't have any battle card in play, you get to deal 1 damage to your opponent. I don't know how this is done. I think Yamcha might be a better deck to do that. But thinking about this, maybe one of the shenanigans that you can pull off is Zeno the Blade Guard, where you could like Trunks, chain attack Trunks to Zeno, clear the board, and then activate. Because this guy, it's in the Unison area, and it's not a battle card, so Zeno does not affect him. So after you clear everything with Zeno, with chain attack Trunks, and you could activate and just deal that 1 damage just to GG him. Okay. Maybe, let's see. I don't know how this is done. It's just a thought, right? And so we talk about the Pilaf Machina, the main engine, and we talk about the red Unison card, which is the main how this deck is going to be played, right? I'm going to talk about a little bit of the side things that you can do that makes up the rest of the deck. Bulma the Bunny Girl, she's a pretty good card because she's a blocker. She comes up for free though. When one of your red Earthling cards other than Bulma card is removed from a battle area by an opponent's skill, right? You may play this card from your hands, and if you do, you get to play 1 red Earthling only battle card with an energy cost 4 or less from your drop area. Alright, so it's pretty good because one of the things is, it's very interesting because it's Earthling only. That means Fearless Pan, which is a Earthling and Saiyan, that doesn't work. What's working is Bulma Out Adventuring. This is one of the super combos that I thought that I should play. Of course, this is between like Chi-Chi, the normal super combo, but this one I think might be a little bit better. Bulma Out Adventuring, if your leader card is red and you and your opponent has a life total of 8 or less, so you have to do a little math there, 7-1, 6-2, 5-3, yeah. When this card is being used in the combo, you get to draw a card. If it's your turn, you get an additional thing. You get to choose 1 red Saiyan with energy cost of 1 in your hands, and then you play. That's why I thought that maybe Trunks might be good, because you could play the crit Trunks just like that if you play her. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, so you could bring her out and put her on the board back. So you could use her, and then when your Bunny Girl comes out, you could bring out Bulma again, and then maybe you can use it again. I don't know. And there's also a shoe that could bring out a 2-cost Pilaf or Mai, just like that, from your hands. So if you activate main and pull it into your drop area. So maybe that's a good card, I don't know. But this is something that I want to take a look at, right? And then you have another option, Yamcha, the desert, the desert hyena. This is a good card, okay? I will explain why. He comes out for free. If you're using Bulma the Bunny Girl, he comes out for free. Yamcha, the desert hyena. If your leader card is red, and this card gets 10k power. So once per turn, so he is a 30k just right off the bat, right, with this deck. Once per turn, during a battle where this card is attacking, if your opponent activates a counter skill, switch this card to active mode. So he gets very scary because when you swing, he's at 30k. Maybe you would champa him. If your opponent just negates it, he comes back to active mode. So your opponent needs minimum 2 negates to take him out. And if there is something, a battle card that is 15k or more, that's why I said maybe this card plays better with Omega Shenron, because Omega Shenron can allow any cards to attack a card in tapped in active mode once per turn, because the second ability is very powerful. When this card KOs an opponent's battle card, switch this card to active mode and against additional 10k and triple strike for the turn. So this card, if managed to KO something which is on the board, he becomes 40k triple striker, just like that. That's amazing. So your opponent worst thing would be to remove one of your battle card during your turn. So when you're attacking and then your opponent use something to pop your battle card, Boma the Bunny Girl comes out, Yamcha the Desert Hyena comes out. Now you have another swing, another go. One of the another option, which is one of the cards that I really like a lot. This is definitely not the main star. This is a side deck, something not for side deck, but you know, you play 1 or 2 Yamcha 100% during your turn, activate main, you burst 5, and this card gains 10, becomes 25k, and once he becomes 25k, you cannot negate, your opponent cannot negate his attack, and if he managed to KO a battle card, your opponent has to take 2 damage. Yeah, indirect damage, just 2 damage right there. He's a very good candidate for the Yamcha deck, but for this deck, it's also good, because if your opponent has something which is 15k or like 20k, or something like that, and you could use his ability and just swing with him, right? So this is one of the things that you can do. Now we talk about some of the cards that would really give this deck a little flavor. Mercenary Tale, Unequal Assassin. This is something I would definitely put 100% in my deck, 100% in my deck, right here, right? Because if you have 3 or more battle cards in play and your leader is red, you can play this from your hands for free. So he becomes a free battle card and he gains critical for the turn. So he's a 15k crit that is for free, and he stays on the board. That means you can use him to do your Pilaf castle thing, just to pop him and just to do shenanigans with him, right? And of course, as a 3 Nappa, if everything is red, this card you have to play him. He's a 20k crit, and when you play him, you immediately crit your opponent. Your opponent already deals 1 damage directly, so a direct burn, boom, 1 damage crit, not to hand, to the drop area, and then they have to deal with a 20k crit. And of course, with so many swings, for the destruction champa for 1 energy, you get 10k and double strike. That's definitely what. And one of the nemesis of this deck, because you have to swing so much, is Topo. So this is 100% a mask, Crown of Retribution. When you play, look at your opponent's hands, take the Topo and put it into their drop area. Even if they have 2 Topo, that's good, because you already remove 1 Topo, and if they play a Topo, they have to discard another card for their Topo. Alright, so it's -3 when you are just playing 1, and you are having 1 card on the board that you can fuel your Mercenary Tile, or you could fuel it for your leader's ability to gain Unison, or to give your Unison card triple attack, or you can use it for Pilaf Castle to give your Pilaf Machina extra 5k for his triple attack. Alright, so that's it. And so that's my analysis for the deck. I hope you like it. I'm really excited, looking forward to play with this deck, because I think it's going to be extremely fun. It's not going to be first tier, but fun factor, it's up the roof. And of course, with Pilaf Machina, that's something that I really like, and I love the Pilaf gang in Dragon Ball Super especially, so I'm really looking forward to play them. Alright, so see you guys in the next video. Ciao, bye.